All right, guys, it's been a long time, but I'm gonna make a hat video today talking about strictly hat accessories. I just picked up a new one. We're gonna look at it together for the first time. I'm super excited about it. It's going to kick off another idea I have, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So here is my grandpa's hat. This one has a, do you like the feather in your cap? I wanted to know. I like it because it's traditional. Like, this is like probably like a 1950s, 60s hat. It's just always been there. Like, the fedora and the feather are kind of like tied together. Tiny little feather, two little ones, very different color. It just was with the hat. It's classic. Just like the bow. Like, they're both kind of, why a bow? Guys aren't really known for bows. Guys aren't really known for feathers. But when you have them like this, it's guy stuff right here. So there's a designer called Nick. He's known for doing the matchstick. So I think I did the matchstick for a little bit. And then I think, like, if you are just in the hat community, if you do the matchstick, it kind of like harkens back to him. So people really don't do that one as a company. But I really like this hat because I got this crease on my head that I hate, and the hat covers that crease. Just wanted to mention that. Here's a Gorin. This is a green Dean the Butcher. It was just happened to be on sale. That's why I picked up green. That's the green matchstick. I think Nick probably uses green matchsticks. You know, when I was a kid, they were always like the red head on the stick. Almost makes me think of The Fifth Element. Hopefully you've seen that one. That one last matchstick pretty much saved the universe or saved the planet. So it kind of makes me think like, hey, I got a backup to save the world, you know, if I need it. Bruce Willis. So that's a very nice, if you're kind of like, feathers too much. I think that's what guys are already kind of leery about the fedora. They're kind of like, it's just like too much. And so like the feather is just adds an extra level of addedness, which I like, because like a stingy brim, small, so like it's not as much out there. And my grandpa had a large head because I got an XL head. And then I moved up to this wider brim. So it's just like increasing levels of like hat. And these accessories are like increasing levels. I love that button too. It reminds me of like a Levi's jeans rivet button. So you got the feather fanning up on that vintage. Then I love this one, the feather laying back. These are feathers I found in my yard. I don't know if that's like a seagull feather. A yellow feather in the yard. Here's my Strat. My Strataliner video is just like blowing up. It gets watches every day, which is amazing. Oh yeah. This one cost a bit more than those other hats. In that pin, I like that. That's a Strataliner Jet. Strataliner Jet. I like that little pin. People put pins in their hats, and that's where we're gonna get at next. I won this. You guys can take a look at the name. Nocturnal, I believe it says. An enameled pin. You can buy pins from, if you get a Gorin, Gorin sells pins on their website and feathers for a pretty good price. Pins are usually like $9. One thing is, I kind of like to keep my stuff pristine, and so I've never poked it with a pin. Everything else, you just slip band, so you don't have to actually pierce anything. This one is a double piercer, but when I'm wearing this hat, it kind of reminds me of Freddy Krueger. He wears a fedora, and I think his stripes, they always remind me of black and red, but I believe if you really look, because he's always in the dark, it's like a dark hunter green and red. Let's put a picture up. But this is a little Freddy, kind of a weird one, and I would love to get this on here. I mean, it does put a hole in your hat, but let's actually take a look. For the first time, I've never peeked. I'm thinking about using it. It's kind of cool. It's glittered up. I'm thinking about using it, but not putting holes in the pen. You guys are seeing it first because I can't see it. And it's all over the place. I think the thing I got in the mail will actually let me use this without poking a hole. So how is that possible? That hat just, this hat just fits like a glove, so So we got the feather laid back, the small feather up, the matchstick, the pin, and there's one new thing that I've seen on Instagram, and I was like, I gotta have it. Henry the Hatter's from Detroit, Detroit's oldest store, is the very first hat I ever got. And I tend to wear it less just because, well, first of all, it's in a box, so I hardly ever get it out. And, oh, I don't even have my really awesome hat, my really awesome feather. I need to go find that. It's from the Feather Doctor. Maybe I can I'll just put in some pictures of the Feather Doctor's work. I don't think he'll care. So here's this one. It's just small brim because it's like, I didn't know. I don't know if I wanted to get a hat. I had to try it first. So got this hat. I like it because it does have the inside. It's got, it's got a lot. It's as good as it's as well made as the Dean the Butcher for 150, but I would not even paid 70 for this. So this is a Detroit hat. It actually came with this multi-layered feather. There's 4 different things going on there, compounded, at least 4. And you could just grab them out of a bowl. They probably cost pennies on the dollar. But there's something that I wanted to wear with this. This reminds me of Detroit because it's blue. Detroit Tigers is the dark blue. Lions is technically blue and gray, but a different kind of blue. And I bought it in Detroit. And so what I picked up, it just adds that extra Detroit flair that I don't put any flair on this hat as it is. So let's take a look. This is really well packaged, by the way. It feels like it could take all kinds of things. So what this guy does, he will come up with an idea. I know the word felt is in his name. It's up on the screen. And his name is Rollin. R-O-L-L-I-N. He'll either show you what he's created, or if you see something you like, chances are he can create it for you. So let's see, this thing is taped like, I said, whoa, you got any more of those? And he was like, yeah, I can make you one. So, oh, that's very beautiful. Just uses the inside of a package. That's very nice touch. It's like jewelry. This really is. It's like jewelry for your hat. I don't wear jewelry on my wrists or on my fingers all that much. So kind of a hat bling is kind of the jewelry that I go for. So let's see it together. He calls it a stinger. Love the old handwriting. If you're gonna make an S, that's the perfect S. If you're gonna make those letter combinations, there's probably gonna be better than that. All right, guys. Oh, very well done. Love the presentation, very classy. And, are you seeing that? It's the Detroit D, the Old English D. And that's very cool, watch this. Oh. So I was thinking this was just like a tab, but it turns out it's like a knife. And if it's not a knife, it could be a knife. So I'm like, I just got to get my hands on it to see. And it does feel pretty darn sharp. And it's got this leather band to probably keep it from swaying. It's got the enamel. It's got somewhat of a silverish, little bit of gold coming through, or whatever that color looks like. On the side, comes with a little sleeve. I think you put those together. I think. Very cool, by the way. I love the little baggies. Totally didn't need to be in a little baggie, but just adds to the extraness, you know? And kind of like a sheath. And here's what it looks like. I don't know if you have to have that leather or not. I almost feel like if the leather was pinned down nice and then you go to pull it out, it's like pulling it out, your sword out of its sword holder. But this hat has never had really anything. And so the sheath won't fit behind that. Kind of just thought of it being right there. All right, just the way this hat is made, My Gorin, you can get behind the middle of the bow, but on this one, it doesn't seem so easy. But you know, things that are off center has a little bit more of an edginess to it. How does that look? They are almost identical type blues. Everything Detroit is kind of just wrapped up. That is pretty sweet. And I've never seen anything like that. And you can pop this in and out of hats and it doesn't leave any holes and you can do it quickly. I just like that. Plus, if I had to do an unboxing, I could pull that out and I have a knife. It's like a little neck knife. Wow, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. On a men's hat, the bow is always on the left, and on a women's, it's on the right. Oh yeah, I was like, why the feather? And it basically said feathers have been used for hundreds of years, and it also is kind of like showing a sign of success. And also this, I'll put a link I'll put a link. It also said a feather means like you could have made a kill. I don't know, like, so yeah, I love that. Rollin, I love that. The Stinger. Yeah, this makes this hat that I hardly ever wear. Next time I'm in Detroit, this is gonna be it right here. That's kind of like a Detroit hat too. Like the guys in Detroit, they kind of wear, this is like standard Gorin, especially when I bought it. This is almost like standard, like Henry the Hatter's standard. So yeah guys, all right man, hopefully you liked this, and share, leave a comment, which one was your favorite? The matchstick, the feather, the new Stinger pin. I don't even know, Stinger knife. Yeah, I'm thinking of making, should have said this. I'm thinking of making that into somehow of a stinger. I can put that through some sort of a metal and then grind down those. I don't know, solder it, who knows? Maybe I'll just, I don't know. All right guys, take care.